Then coming to the another top 10 vulnerability, so that is vulnerable and outdated components. So what is this? Let us start with the example first, then we will be going with the definition. An application uses an outdated version of a library with known vulnerabilities, and an attacker exploits these to gain control of the application service server. So basically what happens for the sorry in order to build an application, so we require some third party tools as well, third party libraries. Okay, so we don't write the entire code. Means the developer don't write the entire code, they use the already written code. So those are known as third party libraries or third party components, so into their applications. So if these libraries are outdated, so if these libraries are outdated or they are having some issues with compliance issues, so these kind of vulnerability is known as the vulnerable and outdated components. This all comes under this, like components such as libraries, framework. Okay, framework like .NET or like that. So .NET framework and other software modules run with the same privileges as the application. So it runs with the same privilege. Okay, how the application is having the privilege, right? With the same privilege, these all libraries and the frameworks and other software modules also runs with the uh, same privilege. So if a vulnerable component is exploited, such an attack can facilitate serious data loss or server takeover. So this is known as the vulnerable and outdated components. Okay, so this we have seen the example, right? Now let us see the consequences. So coming to the consequences, exploitation of the vulnerable known vulnerabilities, right? So the vulnerabilities which are having in these libraries. Okay, so that exploit can be already be ready on the open source. So exploit is an attack that is ready for that vulnerability. So if there is an attack already ready in the exploit.db, so there will be a database in that for the respective library, which the version, if we search for the exploit of it, so if it is already ready at the exploit.db, so the hackers can use that exploit and try to make compromise the application using that vulnerable component. And consequences like data loss, then system compromise. So these are different consequences. Coming to the mitigation part, so maintain an inventory of third party components. So we need to maintain the inventory whatever the third party components that are being used for the application developing. So then also it's a best practice to do, best security practice. Then use tools to identify vulnerabilities in dependencies. So there are like a OWASP dependency check, OWASP dependency check. So it is a tool that is used to find the vulnerable components, third party components. So also we have some other tools. Those tools are known as basically software composition analysis, software composition analysis tools. So if you use these tools in your software development life cycle, so we can avoid these kind of issues. Then regular patch update and the component updates. Then prefer components with active maintenance and community support. So instead of using the open source much, we can use the commercial components, so where we can have the community support. Then replace unsupported or deprecated components. So we need to replace the outdated or deprecated components from the application. So this is all about the vulnerable and outdated components.